I'm Callie with Adventure Rig, and with me today I have the Tsar Goggles made by Bollé. These things are awesome for a smaller face like my own. I've been wearing these skiing in the resort. We had an epic powder day today, and so I've gotten a lot of good use out of them so far. Probably my favorite feature of these goggles would have to be the shape of the frame. I think it's a really nice shape, and also it fits my face really well. With that fitting, this foam is very soft and conforms really nicely to your face, so I don't have any gaps when I wear the goggles, which is a huge benefit. The lens included with this goggle is a photochromatic lens, and it's a really neat lens. I actually enjoy it a lot. What it does is it will change with the light variations that you encounter throughout your day. So if you start out and it's flat light like this, you'll be able to see. If the sun pops out, you'll still be able to see with that adjustment. It's basically an orange tint, and it goes from light orange to dark orange. So it will keep your eyes protected on those really various conditioned days, which is a nice thing because a lot of times if it's a flat day and you start out, maybe the sun starts popping out, your eyes are going to have a hard time. So they're protected with this photochromatic lens. There's a lot of venting here on the top, and I find that it is actually a little bit chillier on my face than the goggles that I've previously worn because there's so much venting up here, but that is supposed to help with fogging. Along with the anti-fog coating, they also have this little dot right here that you can see. What that does is it helps to eliminate the moisture in between the double lenses, keeping your vision clear. I will say that with the technology that they're putting into these goggles for anti-fog, I have had them fog up on me quite horribly during the day. Today, like I said, it was a cold day, probably around 8 degrees, and I was dressed perfectly. I don't feel like I was overheating too much, but we did do a little bit of hiking, and they just went downhill after that. So what happened was I basically had a bunch of moisture build up on the inside of the lens, and it started at the top and just worked its way down until they were totally covered in moisture and I couldn't see anything. I took them off for the next hike, put them in a pocket to try and get them to warm up. Since it was so cold, the moisture in there basically just froze. So we luckily were able to kind of get that moisture out, and I was able to ride with them the rest of the day. With that said, the anti-fog coating on the inside is kind of a fragile coating, and so when we're trying to wipe that moisture out of there, it scratches pretty easily. So while I think that the anti-fog coating is a benefit, I don't know if it works as well as it should, and it is also pretty easy to scratch, which can then ruin your lens. With those conditions, I feel like any goggle that I would have been wearing probably would have fogged, so that is one thing to note. Overall, with the Tsar goggle, I really like the fit, like I said, and the shape of the frame. And so if you're looking for a universal fit goggle, these are going to be perfect for your face. I wear these underneath my helmet, and that is one thing to note, that the strap I think is really long, and so as you can see, these straps come way to the side of my head. So if you're wearing these over a hat or over a hat under a helmet, that is one thing to keep in mind there. If you're wearing it over a helmet, you have a nice silicone strap here to keep them in place no matter what you're doing. Again, these are the Tsar made by Bollé. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments section below and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to check out what we're doing, check out our Instagram @AdventureRig and our Facebook. I'm Callie with Adventure Rig.